Let us take what is stress. Here for explaining stress, I am taking one object, one body here. Okay, like this. Now I am applying some force along this direction. So obviously this object or this body will move in this direction. So our next assumption is we have to make this body in equilibrium means we have to apply the same force in the opposite direction. At that time it is in equilibrium condition. Okay, according to Newton's third law, for equal action there is always equal and opposite reaction for getting the equilibrium. Okay, now this body is in equilibrium. As we know, if you are applying force, this body will try to elongate, it will deform, because whatever we are taking the objects or bodies, according to first assumption, it should be deformable. Okay, when we are applying this force, this body will try to deform. Okay, it is coming, it will elongate along this length. Okay, as we know, every object has molecules inside it. Okay, molecular arrangement will be there. Whenever this object will deform or elongate in the force direction, the molecules also elongate. So we are studying this effect. Okay, just draw the line here. This is a separate part. Now we are taking this part. This side is P is applying, and this side resistive forces. Object will try to elongate along the force direction. But here if you see the internal arrangement of molecules, each and every molecule will try to come back in the opposite direction, or it is coming to it will try to come in the original position. Let us take this molecule is producing P1 force, this is producing P2 force, P3, P4 in the opposite direction. But this side is P is applying, and this side resistive forces. Okay, so this is our main part now. Sum of all these resistance forces is called total resistive force. Okay, is there any method of calculating internal forces? So it is difficult to calculate each and every molecule force inside the body. So that's why for equilibrium, whatever sum of all resistance forces, it is equal to the applied force. So I am taking this is the applied force. Okay, so whenever these molecules are coming back to its original position means we can tell this object is under stress. So stress means it is nothing but total force, total resistance force for a given area, per unit area we can call. So I have written the definition here. It is a total resistance force, or instead of total, it is the resistance force of the molecule to the deformation per given area. So here I have written stress is equal to, what is the total resistance force means? It is nothing but P. P is the applied force divided by this area. Throughout the cross section area we are taking capital A. It is circular, that's why pi by 4 d square. Now take the area here. Okay. So what are the units for? We are using the symbol sigma for it. So we have discussed what is stress in last class. So here I have written it is the resistance force to the deformation per unit area. Okay. One method of sections, or we can call it as sections method for finding the resistance forces to the deformation. Resistance forces to the deformation means it is the stress. Okay. Now here what we are doing in this method means we are dividing this section into 1 or 2 or 3 parts like that. Here in this example I am dividing this into 2 parts. Okay, I am taking L length of the body. Both sides we are applying the force. What I am doing, I am dividing into 2 parts. Okay, 2 sections, section 1, section 2. Okay, this part is section 1, this part is section 2. Okay, now here I am applying the same force here. According to Newton's third law, whatever force is acting this side, the same force should be act in the opposite direction for getting equilibrium of this section 1. Okay, I am taking intermolecular force, that is resistance force because of these molecules is F. It is acting in opposite direction to P. Similarly in section 2 also the applied force is P here. Same amount of force, intermolecular force or resistance force is acting in opposite direction. Okay. In engineering mechanics, for equilibrium of any section, we are applying 3 conditions. Sigma Fh is 0, sigma F is 0 and sigma M is 0. The meaning is whatever horizontal unbalanced forces, it should be 0. The section should not move horizontally. Okay, whatever unbalanced forces are there, it should be 0. And the meaning of this is it should not move up and down. Whatever vertical unbalanced forces, it should be 0. And sigma M is 0 means it should not move about any point. the moment should be 0. Now apply the first condition, sigma Fh is 0. This side forces I am taking positive, this side forces I am taking negative. Okay, consider the first section. In it horizontal forces are F and P. So F is positive, F minus P, sum of all horizontal forces, it should be 0. By using this we will get F is equal to P. The meaning is whatever resistance forces are there, it should equal to the applied force. Take the second section here, apply the first condition, sigma Fh is 0. First force P is acting in this direction, P minus F, F is acting in this direction, minus F is 0. So the formula will come P is equal to F. Okay, by using this, the meaning is whatever applied force, it should be equal to the resistance force. Okay, so here we have divided into two elements. If you are taking these are the in tension because of the forces at both sides. If you are seeing the second section, it is also in tension. If you are taking three sections, all three sections will be in tension. Whatever elements we are taking, all the elements should be in tension. Okay, now for calculating the stress, what I am taking the first section here. Okay, in this first section the applied force is here P. Okay, instead of the entire area I am taking small area, delta A. Whatever molecules are there, those are applying the resistance force. It is I am taking instead of F, del F or delta F I am taking. Okay, so stress formula, as we know, force resistance force to the area. Okay, del F by del A, where del A is changing, it tends to 0. Okay, so I am writing like this. In the form of differentiate, we can write dF by dA. Okay, instead of this limit, we can write like this. For entire area, okay, I am taking small area. For entire area, so we have to take integral at both sides. Integral means sum of all the areas. Okay, sigma should come outside. Del A, it is as it is. Okay, and del F I am keeping as it is. Okay, if you are taking here sigma, del A means entire area. Sorry, integral A means it is the entire area. Integral dF means it is F, total F. So instead of this, we can write sigma is equal to F by A. It is a meaning is that it is called stress formula. Stress formula is nothing but resistance force to the deformation per given area. F is nothing but, we did here, F is equal to P. Okay, in both cases. So here instead of F, I am writing P. The formula is sigma is equal to applied force by area. But according to definition, stress definition is, it is a resistance force for the deformation per given area, per unit area. Okay, then stress is equal to, what is the total resistance force means? It is nothing but P. P is the applied force divided by this area. Throughout the cross section area we are taking capital A. It is circular, that's why pi by 4 d square. Now take the area here. Okay. So what are the units for stress? As we know, for force it is Newton, and for area it is meter square, Newton by meter square. Okay, sometimes they are giving in terms of Pascal. 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton by meter square. Sometimes they are giving kilopascal. Kilo means 10 cube. Okay, Pascal means Newton per meter square. It is kilopascal. Sometimes giving megapascal. Mega means 10 power 6. Pascal means Newton per meter square. Sometimes given gigapascal. Okay, 10 power 9. Giga means 10 power 9. Pascal means Newton per meter square. These are the main important points in today's class. In next class, we will see what are the types of stresses.